This is episode 66, Conquering Your SLP Fears. Welcome back, everyone. Here's another episode of SLP's Wine and Cheese.
I'm Maria.
I'm Deb.
And here's our podcast.
For the realistic SLP.
Welcome.
Here we are, once again.
In case you're a brand new listener.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi. Welcome. Thank you for listening to us.
Welcome.
We
Thanks
are
for coming.
a podcast, and we just love to talk about all things SLPs and everything in between.
Yeah. Lots of in between.
Yeah, lots of in betweens. But today we are gearing from the typical path, which we usually have wine and cheese, thus the name. But today we're like, let's chill. It's a nice day outside.
It's early.
It's early. So we were like, let's have some water with mint, lemon slices, and strawberries.
Mm-hmm.
And we're keeping it light with some cucumbers. I got some strawberries here, one of my favorite fruits, and some grapes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just feeling the fruity and lightness.
You're feeling fruity?
I'm feeling fruity.
That's
good.
Yeah.
Good. How about you? What do you think of our fruitiness, our display here?
I think it's good because this was kind of like a brunch episode. I appreciate you coming over so early to do this.
No problem.
Yeah, you know, it's a nice light snack.
Love it. So today we want to talk about SLP fears. So this could really mean like anything you want it to be. You know, it's one of those things. It's up for your interpretation. So before we get more into the topic, we're going to just talk about what are fears, right? So I obviously have some fears, and, you know, people on the show know I'm really afraid of mice. You know, I'm definitely working on that. So that's
Have you
like
ever seen a mouse?
I have, and I'm working on it.
And what would your reaction to a mouse be? Because I just can't really
so,
believe
like,
that you're that afraid.
Shocked. Like, it's always
Like,
shocked. Yeah, it's always that.
Because I feel like I walk down the street in the city and like rats walk in front of me all the time. All the time. Do you walk around the city a lot?
I'm scared. Okay, let me take some deep breaths.
You are really?
No, I'm really getting better. Actually, I went to the Liberty Science Center, and they had this exhibit with all different animals, and they had ones that are, I think they're considered mole rats, and I slowly covered my eyes, and then I started like giving myself a little peephole and slowly started walking closer and closer. And of course I had like support. Thank you, Sal, to help me like look at the mice. And you just don't like the way they look? Desensitizing me. I don't like the tail. I don't like how they move walk
fast?
so quickly. I always like, whenever I see one, it's always like out of nowhere, you know, like they just like scramble or scurry across.
Yeah.
Like I hate that part. But I have to just remind myself, like, I'm safe, I'm okay, and I repeat that to myself.
What about hamsters?
Hamsters I also do not like.
Oh, really gerbils either. Yeah.
Gerbils either.
What about squirrels?
Rats. Squirrels are okay. Squirrels are okay.
Chipmunks.
Chipmunks are okay.
Raccoons.
Raccoons are okay.
Yeah. Possums.
Possums are disgusting. But again, when I see it, I have to coach myself. But anyway, so so that's a phobia, technically, I think. I don't have a official diagnosis. But there are SLP fears we might have. So Psychology Today talked about fears, and they were saying how as humans we do have that, you know, back in the day when we were cave people, our fear would actually help us to survive.
Right, yeah.
You know, like fear of like an intruder, or like, oh, I'm not going to have enough
Saber-toothed tiger.
Yes, exactly.
You should be afraid of that because it will eat you.
Right. Yes.
And that's where comic relief comes from, because like a saber-toothed tiger might like attack a group or something, or like they run away and then they're safe, and then they all laugh because they're like, wow, we escaped. We didn't die. So that's like the feeling you feel when you hear something funny.
So according to Psychology Today, what causes fear? So fear is a vital response to physical and emotional danger, and it has strong roots in human evolution, right? So if people didn't feel fear, they couldn't protect themselves in these life or death situations. But in the modern world, individuals often fear situations where the stakes are much lower, right? It's not life or death, but their body and brain may still treat the threat as lethal. And this trigger is an extreme, often unnecessary, the fight, flight, or freeze response. And so that's when people find themselves avoiding challenges that could benefit them in the long run or hanging back during social interactions for no good reason. So I did find that very interesting. And also, I was thinking of what are some SLP fears? So
I have SLP fears.
Yeah, I think we all have SLP fears, and maybe that's like too intense of a word. Or maybe there's certain populations or certain goals or certain, insert an example here, that you like to avoid, or you just flat out don't want to do it.
Well, I don't avoid because I have this personality where I'm like super stubborn. And I think if anyone can do it, then why can't I? So I don't want to not try because I don't want to not know, or it's obviously not impossible if somebody else is doing it.
Right.
So what makes me think I can't do it?
Right. And that's good because you're preventing yourself from having limiting thoughts, because when you are when you have fear, you can't move past it, and now you're limiting yourself to certain experiences.
Right. And
So
I don't
that's
want to do that.
Good.
But I do always get, like, whenever I get a call from a parent and they're giving me background and then they say, my child is 18 months, I'm like, no, please, why? I'm always like, how am I going to engage them? They're not going to stay still. They're going to throw everything. They're going to dump everything. They're just like mini giants, like fee, fi, fo, fum. I'm gonna puke on you and kick over your block tower. Like, that's all they are. So I'm like, can't you like grow up a little bit before you call me? But at the same time, I know people do early intervention.
Yes.
And if people can do it, so can I.
Yes, you can do it.
Now I do. I have other kids. And then they're always never as bad as I think. I don't know what baby in a cartoon like ruined it for me, where I'm like, those things are bad.
Boss Baby?
No.
I haven't even seen that movie, but just
like Big Baby from Toy Story. I guess that's what I picture.
Oh God. Interesting.
I'm just like, oh, this thing is it's not ripe yet. I don't want to work.
It's not at its peak right now. So your SLP fear can be the population, right? But it could also be...
But it's always fine when I do it.
Right.
So it's like, why? But yeah, I always get in my own head.
That's true. I think we all can get in our own head, which is what the point of this episode is, because later on, stay tuned, there's an interview with I call her my work wife, but Emily Brulo and I, and we talk about being prompt certified and how we did that journey together. So stay tuned for that. Mm-hmm. But do you want to talk about your fears first?
Yeah, so then my other fear is we had an episode about ABA. Mm-hmm. And so whenever I hear ABA, I cringe a little bit.
Mm-hmm. ABA.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Thanks for making me cringe.
You're welcome.
I should just throw a mouse at you.
Definitely not equivalent, but whatever.
No, because I'm not that afraid of it. But I just know so many people who had negative experiences with it. And I just know that there are also many articles that have been shared on social media about how, like, ABA can be considered, like, potentially abusive and restrictive and not allowing a person to be who they are and trying to make them to conform to, the standards of society. So I do think that ABA has its benefits. Mm-hmm. And I just don't think that I'm like a regimented person. So I don't think ABA is like a thing for me no matter what. Like for me, it's like I'm going to like pick the kid up and put him down and pick him up and put him down like 17 times and like teach language that way instead of being like demanding, and because it just doesn't work for me. But what I do, like some people would be like, that will hurt my back. I am tired. I don't want to do that, like the way I approach things.
Or like the kid has to eventually learn to have the skills to sit, because those are important prerequisite skills to communication.
I always do work on sitting right away, just like because that's my number one anxiety. Like if a kid's running all over the place, I'm like, oh my goodness, I can't.
No, sitting is important, and sometimes you're gonna have to lessen the task so they can sit. Oh, we're going to just do a puzzle. We're just going to stack pegs. We're just going to throw buckets in a box. I don't know. Throw buckets in a box.
Throw buckets in a box. Throw blocks in a box is what Okay,
Yeah,
or a bucket
That's
box.
what I meant. Yes.
My tip or trick, it's not even time yet, but before
Whoa,
I forget,
overachiever.
there's like, I got on Amazon just like, you know, that crinkly paper type toy? And it's like, it's soft on the outside like felt, and then when you touch it, it crinkles like crinkly paper, and it's just little squares. So every time my little 2-year-old sits, I hand him that so that he can play with it, and when he gets up, I take it away.
Yes, that's good.
And it now he sits nice. He also I have like a Sesame Street puzzle that he likes, so he sits nice and does that. Now he sits good.
Good. Sits good.
Yeah, I think that's fine. I like to say sits good.
Okay. Whatever.
He talks good. He sits good.
He's good.
He speaks well.
Okay.
But yeah, so I have like that ABA fear just because of like the negative connotation that I have with it, just based on my own personal experiences. Like 2 people close to me in my life had children who did ABA, and like they found like bruises on their kid, and like their kid would be hysterically crying, and they would be like trying to restrain themselves from going into the room. And they were even like educated people who were like, no, my kid's fine. I have to trust this person. And then after a while, they like felt bad about the mom that they are because they realized like what that person was doing was too much. And
right. Yeah.
so like that's so hard to like think to yourself, I have to try so hard to push past this barrier of like wanting to protect my child and like just letting him cry. But then it's like I let him cry and he actually got hurt, and I should have done something. So that's hard.
I hear you. I've seen that happen before too, and that's where I'm just like, but that's when it stops becoming ABA, and I'm like, this might not be a good match. The clinician with the thing, maybe the goals are wrong. Maybe we need to go back. Like, I don't want to be like, this is ABA's fault. I don't want to be like, there was a breakdown here.
I just think too many people are allowed to do ABA.
That's probably a good point as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking at an article as well that was sent to us by one of our listeners, and I want to just tell that listener thank you. I don't know if she wants to be named, who like brought this article to our attention, because I didn't even know ABA was this like controversial.
Oh, I did.
I was
I
like,
didn't know
what?
that you didn't
ABA?
know.
It's not a great.
Well, because maybe you
thing.
come from a lot of wholesome professionals.
Oh well, yes.
Who are conducting ABA in a appropriate manner.
I mean,
also,
ABA has like there's standards, and you gotta move on before you master one thing. You move on to the next. Like I like that. And there's checklists, and there's parent questionnaires. A lot of similar stuff to that what we have.
I know a lot of actors who were just ABA certified.
Really? I don't see any Brad Pitt, maybe?
No. Like actors who like can't get jobs, so they get trained in ABA, and that's like their day job. Or like it's a lot of I know a lot of like
a lot of the ABA people were like special ed teachers, and they like did ABA
that's
after
different.
school. Yeah.
The people that I knew were like they're failing all their auditions, and now they're pursuing ABA.
Interesting.
Because they're like lively.
Okay. Well, at least they have one good thing there.
Well, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. You know, I don't know. The experience I've had, which is what I've like mostly talked about on the show, like my personal experience with ABA was with people who are educators, you know, who have experience with special ed or teachers, or even like some paras I've seen do some ABA programs. But like a BCBA will write the program, and then they have to go over the programs with them and sit down with them and talk about what's the next step, you know? So I don't know. But it's good to know it's controversial.
Yeah.
It's good to know we're sparking the discussions.
Controversy. Yeah.
Yes. So I guess it really depends, like everything. So that's you stepping outside your comfort zone if you work on an ABA team, I guess.
Right, but I would totally be willing to do that, because I think like when you know more, you can do more. So
that's true.
I'd rather not live in fear of something that's not going away. I'd rather confront it and learn more about it so that I can figure it out.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to talk about some tips to getting past your fears. So first of all, my biggest fear with my SLP goal, it's always been my SLP goal to be actually I take that back. I retract that statement. It wasn't always my goal to be prompt certified, but once I was almost at that point, I kept like getting inside my own head and having the limited thoughts like, oh, I'm not good enough for this. I need more practice. I need to do this right. My fingers are wrong. My this is wrong. Everything's wrong. But I definitely got past it. So like when I first took the intro course, I definitely didn't see myself going all the way with it. So like a lot of times you might think you know what you want in life, but it's not always going to happen. So like kind of have an open mind with everything.
Yeah.
So which again applies to real life too, you know, because speech is everything. Speech is
Sure
everywhere,
is.
right?
Yep. It's communication.
Yep, communication. And I would get inside my own heads. And also, I think it helped that I had a buddy to do with me, Emily, and also a mentor, Gail. Shout out. She's a great
Hey,
listener.
Gail.
Hey, Gail.
Is Gail going to Asha?
Not this year.
Nuts.
Yeah.
We'll miss you.
We'll miss you, Gail. So Forbes magazine actually had some tips of how to get past your fear by like stepping outside your comfort zone, because that's really what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So one tip I liked was do small activities to challenge yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So like for me, I would like videos, like even if it was like 2 minutes of a session, and like watch it and like critique myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I did that. Check. No. Turn it into a learning experience. So there's a lot of like different like prompt refreshers that I went to, and I would like go there with videos and like really take into consideration what people were saying. And I'm like, okay, I'm here to learn. Like this is not like for me to be like, oh, I don't know anything, you know?
Yeah, I feel like I talk about ego so much, but like it would be super egotistical of you to think that you're gonna nail something that's like
I didn't
professional like protocol with limited experience. Like
exactly,
it's inevitable that you were going to make mistakes straight off the bat, and like for you to shut down criticism because like it made you feel bad or something like that would be limiting yourself.
Yeah.
So that's great that you were just like,
I'm like
you know
the
what?
opposite. I'm like, find something more to criticize.
Yeah,
when
what can I work on?
You know, when I showed somebody like that was good, I'm like, but what was bad? Tell me again what was bad, so I could write it 100 times, like, so I can fix it.
And then I can beat myself
Yeah,
later for having done that wrong thing.
Typical type A
Must
SLP.
be perfect.
Right. I'm getting past that.
Good.
Forbes magazine also talked about finding a mentor, which I recommend too.
Mm-hmm.
And then educating yourself and not to go at it alone. Get like a buddy to do something with. So if there's any like trainings you want to seek out, or any populations or methodologies, like I guess ABA counts as a methodology, right?
Yeah.
That you want to pursue or learn more about, you know, step outside your comfort zone.
And I mean, everything you do, you just do it one step at a time.
Exactly.
So
yes.
I feel like that's what my approach to young kids was too. It's like, well, I'm just going to go in there and I'm going to sit down and I'm going to see, does he come over to me? Or does he like stay in his own zone? If I have a toy, will he come play? Like, I'm not going to be like, come play with me, dragging him all over the place. It's just like, just take it easy. Like, see what happens.
Yeah. And then see what you could learn from each session. Like what worked and what didn't.
What does he like and how can I integrate myself into that?
And also the obvious answer, let's say like early intervention, is like to step outside your comfort zone, or ABA, because they go hand in hand. Like you could take a course online, you know?
Right.
Like there's
well,
that
I already
too.
did a bazillion of those.
I'm just saying in case.
But
in case
it never, like I knew all the facts for a while. I've known all the facts for like years.
Right.
It's just doing it.
I know.
Yeah.
That's always the thing.
But also it's like after a while, things that concerned you kind of like stay within your brain. And then you're confronted with them with more experience, and it's way easier than it was the first time.
That's true.
Because that experience has now like made you better. But in your head, you're just as sucky as you were when it was hard that first time.
Right. You remind yourself.
Yeah. So you're like, oh, I'm really bad at painting. I'm never going to be a good painter because when I was 4, I tried to paint this picture and it was a disaster. And then like you grow up and you get better, and then you are confronted with painting, and then you're like, I can't paint.
Right. I never could, never would.
Never will. And then somebody's like, let's have wine and do a paint night. And you're like, I'm Picasso. Look what I did.
Look, it's the magic of wine.
Yeah.
The magic of wine.
And step-by-step directions.
Right. Yes. Terrible at paint nights. Just saying.
No, you did that one painting.
Oh
It was
yeah,
good.
one time I was really focused on that one. I was
Good.
like, nobody talk to me. I need to zone out. Nobody distract me with this background noise. Like
Yeah.
nobody. Anyway, it was a lot of hard work, but it paid off. So, does Eric Raj have a artsiest SLP award?
I
Because
wonder. We'll
I-
have to go to slpawards.us and see what type of award that he has that would be suiting for such an artsy SLP.
Yeah, they even have the SLP Rockstar Award, Nerdiest SLP, and they are nice and cute little ribbons that average about $6. And now, by being an SLP
Wine
then
and cheese
listener,
listener.
you get free shipping with the coupon code Wine and Cheese in all capitals.
Mhm.
Wine and Cheese, one word, all capitals.
Yeah. So send us an award. Send your friend an award. Send that other
us-
SLP who
send
gives you
us an award.
unsolicited advice that you can't stand. Give her an award.
Or
Just-
him.
Or him. Give him a nice award so that maybe he'll stop doing that.
It's a good idea, actually. Kill him with kindness.
Exactly. Yeah, I agree with that.
I like.
Hey everyone, SLP's Wine and Cheese, or Deb and Maria, us, will be at the ASHA convention in Orlando.
We will be at booth number 896. We will be selling SLP t-shirts, and look out for our Instagram to vote for your favorite designs. And we're going to have some freebies, some contests, lots of exciting things, and maybe even some free wine.
I think we'll definitely have free wine.
Okay, but we don't know if we're allowed. So
I know, we don't
I'm gonna
know,
whisper
but we're
about that.
going to see, and then maybe Maria and I will get thrown out, and then you guys can find us out on the sidewalk with our wine, and we'll party there. We're also likely going to have an ASHA after ASHA event Thursday, November 21st, around 6:30, 7 o'clock. Haven't decided that totally yet, but stay tuned to the Instagram for more information. This episode of SLP's Wine and Cheese is brought to you by SLP Toolkit. Hi everyone, this is Deb, and I'm here with Sarah and Lisa of SLP Toolkit. Hey ladies.
What's that?
We're breaking down 10 reasons why you need Toolkit in your SLP life, and here we are today with reason number 6. Medicaid billing in 5 minutes or less a day. I don't do Medicaid billing, but if I had to, I'd probably quit the field entirely. So you ladies, tell us about it.
Well, what's so awesome is Medicaid, if you do have to do it, you know exactly how horrible and painful it is to do, because usually people are writing down their data on paper sheets, and then what Medicaid requires you to do is retype all of that into a separate computer software. So you've already taken your data, but then you just have to recreate it. And so it's horrible. It takes, I think when we surveyed our district, people were saying like maybe 30 to 60 minutes a day to do it. And so if you start to take your data digitally, there's this awesome little $sign next to each data event that extracts all that data that you can copy into your Medicaid billing software. And it literally takes 5 minutes for your whole day, all of your sessions done. Boom.
Game changer.
I mean, that sounds like reason enough for me. So sign up for free at slptoolkit.com. And when you're ready to subscribe, use the promo code Wine and Cheese, all lowercase letters, to get $24 off the annual cost of Toolkit or your first month free.
And now our interview with Miss Emily Brullo. So here I am for my segment, Relaxing with Maria, and I have with me the amazing and my fellow work wife, Emily Brullo. Welcome, Emily.
Hi, I'm happy to be back. Thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you for coming back. So Emily has been on one of our premium episodes where I think it's just your name and the title of the episode. So the listeners can go back and listen. And there were a few loose ends in that conversation that we wanted to tie up today. So why don't you tell us about yourself?
So I'm Emily. I work with Maria, and I've known Maria for over 10 years. We went to undergrad and grad school together.
St. John's.
Yes,
And
very-
Deb went to St. John's too.
Yes, I know Deb also.
Were you in our class when Deb didn't have the slides?
Yes, I remember it
Oh my
fondly.
Oh, yeah.
But I will say that even though Deb didn't have her PowerPoint presentation, she knew what was supposed to be on that slide, and she rocked that presentation. She did awesome.
Yes. Oh, we didn't get into what I'm drinking. Emily's not feeling so well, so I just came over Emily's house to drink her drinks and pick her brain, and she's cool with it. Thanks, Em.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we are going to go see Third Eye Blind after this.
Yes, I'm very excited.
Me
Maybe I'll
too.
have a drink later, but
Yes, we'll save it.
Mhm.
I'll have one for the both of us right now.
Sure.
And I'm having a spiked seltzer, the Clementine Hibiscus. And it says it's 0 sugar and only 90 calories.
And
Do I believe this?
They're really good. They don't give me a headache like the other things.
Beers and stuff? Or
Like
Do you-
Smirnoff Ice.
Oh, yeah.
So much sugar in
That's
those.
a lot of sugar, you're
Yeah.
right. Emily is almost going to be 30. We just had Deb's birthday yesterday. Her and I are officially like in our 30s. And I think we're happy. So
Yeah, 30, flirty, thriving.
That's right. So soon you're going to join that club.
Yes.
But you're like inching pretty close with this drink, you know?
Yeah, that's
Less
a very
sugar.
responsible 30-year-old beverage.
Yes, it is.
I'm about that.
Good job, Em. Cheers. I vote drink this. It's not like overly sweet.
No, and there's a pear elderflower flavor, which is very sophisticated and refined for a 30-year-old.
Yes. And I'm having this Clementine Hibiscus. I feel like you can't go wrong with hibiscus.
No, you can't.
Okay. So tell us. So I interrupted you. I'm sorry. You went to St. John's.
And now I work with you. And we
Yes.
both work in a public school for the Department of Education. We work with children with autism, Down syndrome. We have a great school. We work with really amazing children, staff,
Yes.
therapists, and I'm very happy. And I'm working the summer school, so I'm still there.
Yes. So I'm not working summer school this year. And how do you feel? How does it feel without me?
It's
Be
sad.
honest.
I
that's
do
so
miss
sweet.
you.
Oh, I miss you too. In a
But-
weird way. I'm like, I'm not at work right now. It's weird. Like, you know.
But I still talk to you all the time, and like all your stuff is there.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
so-
Again, feel free. If it goes missing, I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm in the declutter mode.
I also have some of your students that I picked up for the summer, so that I feel a little bit closer to you,
Right.
experiencing what you've experienced throughout
Yes.
the year.
You see, right?
Mhm.
Yes. The grass is always greener on the other side. or
Yeah.
something. So how is summer school going?
So far, we just finished up our second week. It's flying by.
Mhm.
It's going really well. It's a amusement park theme, so we're doing all sorts of fun stuff. And I modified Maria's Caribou game with all amusement park vocabulary, and I'm trying to make it as functional as possible for our students because some of them may not be frequent visitors to an amusement park, but we are going on a trip the end of the summer to an amusement park in Brooklyn. So
Oh, that's great.
yeah, that'll help them kind of get the bigger picture.
Coney Island?
Not Coney Island
Oh,
because
okay.
it's by the water and we're not allowed to go anywhere near the water. It's a major Department of Education rule, but
Yes.
we're going to Adventurers, which is right off of the Belt Parkway.
Oh,
Belt Parkway. I said it
Yes.
wrong.
That's okay. Belt Parkway. Yes.
You could always prompt me. It's okay.
Yes. Yeah. So now what's different? The big thing that's different with you and I now is now let's get a cheers to this. Emily and I are
Cheers.
both
Prompt
certified.
certified.
Woo, woo. And we both had
Yay.
the same mentor, Gail.
We did, and Gail was amazing.
Yes. Shout out to Gail. She is a listener.
Yes.
We love you, Gail.
We do.
I'm drinking, so. Yes. So we're gonna talk more about prompts later. So how do you feel about like the amusement park theme? Did you like this theme this year too? Because last year they had camping. I know you were really into camping.
No, my favorite theme of all time is space.
Right. Yes.
It's-
Emily. Emily loves space.
Yes, that is in my top 3 themes. So
Mhm.
it wasn't space last year. It's not space this year, but that's okay.
Right. Because
Um,
sometimes we have to let things go.
We do.
Yes.
But amusement park is different. It's fun. It's not what I was expecting. It's better than doing the beach again.
Right. I know. It's like
As much as I love the beach, it's
a beach theme for the summer. It's like, all right, we get it.
groundbreaking.
Groundbreaking. Groundbreaking. I do like the amusement park theme because there's so many different aspects of an amusement park, like the
Yeah.
foods you eat in the amusement park,
Yeah,
the
waiting
ride,
online.
waiting.
Such a good concept for our kids.
Waiting online is
Even
great.
prepositions. I've been on a big preposition kick.
Okay,
and,
tell us
like,
about
you
that.
go on the ride, or the ride goes in the tunnel, and you sit in the seats, and you have to put the seatbelt on. And, like,
Great.
big on prepositions this month.
Good. Great. I'm like, cheers to prepositions. And prepositions are those like small little nuances of language, but that makes such a huge difference in what you're about to say.
Yeah.
Right? I'm going to go on the ride. I'm going to go under the ride. You're like, whoa. No one's going under a ride.
No.
We're going on it. So it's important to specify that.
Yes.
So as we do with all our guests, we're going to play a this or that game to get to know you a little more.
Okay, sounds fun.
Yes, so it's similar to the game that you like, Eat It or Wear It. Tell us about that game.
Oh, so we have a lot of students at our site that are verbal. They are speaking, reading, writing. They have a little bit of a pragmatic deficit, especially our older students. So sometimes we like to play a little silly game called Eat It or Wear It, just as a little icebreaker warm up. So it might be spaghetti, and then they have to tell us if eat it or wear it. And,
right.
And we definitely don't spend 30 minutes on this. It's a quick 2-minute thing, but they think it's so much fun, and they take turns with each other, and it's really fun.
Yeah, exactly. So it's similar to Eat It or Wear It.
Okay.
Only there's no quote unquote right or wrong answer.
Okay.
Because it's just like what you think. So I'm just going to ask you an array of, I'll do 15 questions for today.
Okay.
And you'll just pick the first answer that comes to your head. All right. Holiday break or summer break?
Summer break.
Silver jewelry or gold?
Gold. I'm about that rose gold.
Yes, roll gold. Rose gold, secret answer. International or domestic travel?
International.
Gotcha. Massage or facial?
Facial.
Yes. Oh, and just to veer off this topic, Emily has gotten me into Mario Badescu. We are Ulta lovers.
We are.
Yes. Okay. Just side note there. Swimming or sunbathing?
Swimming.
Red or white wine?
White wine.
Soft cheese or hard cheese?
Such a tough question. I'm going to say hard cheese.
Okay. Money or fame?
Money.
Splurge on breakfast or dinner?
Dinner.
Cactus or flowers?
Flowers.
DJ or band?
Band.
Cake or donuts?
Donuts.
And ice or hot coffee?
Iced.
Okay. All right. How do you feel about your answers?
I feel very definitively sure.
Great. That's a great feeling.
Yeah.
All right. So getting back. So you and I, we did our prompt projects together. So let's go back to that. So we had the same mentor. What do you remember the most now? I mean, it's only like July/August when this episode airs. So, it's like we just went through it. It's still fresh in our mind. What do you remember about this whole certification project in general?
I remember we both started. You started a month earlier than me, around November, and I started in December. So we really went through the holidays. And in the back of every one of my videos, there's I changed the decorations for the season.
Right.
And it was a great learning experience. It was also a really stressful time in both of our lives.
Yes.
And we coped with it in different ways.
Yes.
But we supported each other.
We did. Yeah. What were some of the ways that you helped cope with the stress?
I don't know. By speaking to you, by speaking to Gail,
Me too.
by refilming myself
Yes.
as many times as I felt I needed to. And as the project continued, I felt more confident.
Me too, actually. Which video? So the way the prompt certification project happens, not to give away too many details, you have to do a series of I'll say 4 to 5 videos, right? So you progress over time and you get more confident. And then the hardest video for me was the one in the middle, the third.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. So I remember when you were going through your third video panic, I was like, I've been there. I was probably even worse than you were, but I promise the fourth one will be easier and better.
Yeah.
So hopefully I helped you with that.
Yeah, no, you definitely did. It was nice that you were a month ahead of me, so I got to actually see.
Right.
We're in the same room,
Yes.
so I saw it with my eyes, what you were going through, and it was just really great to have,
Oh, good.
a prompt buddy.
Yes, it really was. Get yourself a prompt buddy.
Yes.
We totally recommend that, right?
Yes, I do.
And we did the bridging course together.
We did.
And then I did the video, like the third one, the technique video year before you.
Yes.
And then we did the project together.
Yes.
So get yourself a prompt buddy.
Yeah, because also if you don't have a prompt buddy, you don't have somebody that you could just go up to and be like, I forgot all the prompts. Prompt Bob on me really quick.
Yeah.
Because you're so nervous and you need
Yeah.
to feel it. I need that tactile kinesthetic input to
Right.
make that connection in my brain from my own knowledge.
Exactly. Yes, there's levels to this.
Yeah.
That's another thing I remember a lot with prompt is it's not like when people might think prompt, oh, like you touch the client's face. Like there's so much more
Yes.
than that. And like I feel like that's opened my eyes too. So that's like one of the good things about prompt, I would say. It like
yeah.
opens your eyes to different, I guess, things in speech,
It's just a different way of thinking. You think and you look with your eyes and not necessarily your ears exclusively.
Right. It's a holistic approach.
It is holistic.
It really
That's my
is.
favorite word now.
Yes. This is a holistic interview. We'll talk about different things
Sure.
and the environment. We're in Emily's beautiful basement right now.
Thank you.
Emily was telling me about the gray walls, right? Emily also likes to interior design.
I do.
And I feel like we learned that in prompt too. The environment of your therapy is also important.
Yeah, my basement would make an awesome therapy room.
Yes,
there's
it
nothing
would.
here. There's just a
Yeah,
couch. There's
it's just
no distractions.
Bare walls. I love
Yeah.
it. Grayish.
It's calming.
It is calming. I do like the neat lines.
Yeah, I have a closet full of toys.
Great. So you're ready.
Yeah,
Good
I
for
am.
you.
Mhm.
Great. So what about if you could like look back and maybe redo the project? What would you like maybe redo or because I have a good answer for myself. If you want, I can go first.
You go first.
Okay. I feel like I was so like uptight with it. Like I should have had more fun with it looking back, and I feel like I should have gotten a little bit more goofy with my client. I feel like he's kind of like a funny kid and he probably could have like benefited from that too, let out his side, let out my side, and I like kind of like put a wall up, I think.
Mhm.
But you live and you learn. Now I know. Going forward, just go in and be like my fun goofy self, like.
Yeah, be who you actually authentically are, which you are a fun therapist. You're
Oh,
not boring.
thanks. Yeah, neither are you.
Thank you. Well, I think in my project I was a little bit goofy because
You were.
the student that I had, she's a great kid, and she is not on the autism spectrum. She has other limitations and a different diagnosis, but she is socially very aware and appropriate for the most part. So that was her strength, and I played into that, and we had a lot of fun. And
Good.
And I really was very goofy, and anything silly that she did, we made a hat and we wore silly hats, and
Yeah.
it was a good time. And I still have the student, and I'll have her next year, and she had benefited so greatly from this project. She's like a different kid.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I know.
And I have Maria's student now too over the
Oh,
summer.
you have him or
do.
her? Not to give anything away.
Yeah.
Him or her.
I have that student,
That student.
and
Pronouns matter.
yeah, and they are still a great personality and a lot of fun to work with.
Yes. And you got to tap into that. I like that you said you have to really play to their strengths.
Absolutely, because that's, it's like you link into something that they're good at and you build from there.
Yes. Yes, I know. I was a little too uptight with the video, I guess. The video is a little bit of a mind game if you let it be, which I guess I let it be, but it's okay.
Yeah.
It's behind me now. You live and you learn.
I was so hung up on like, oh, I don't like how I look on the camera. And then I soon realized after the first video, it doesn't matter. Nobody's looking at you and what you look like. They're looking at how you're working with that child and that interaction.
Yes, that's true. So
Yeah.
you let that go sooner.
I did. I gave it up. And
Right.
It's not about me. It's about my practice and the client's progress.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I know. It was definitely a journey, as we say, as Gail said too.
It was. And, this might sound corny, but
It's
it really
okay.
did change the way that I approach my therapy now.
Yes.
And it's something that I see myself continuing with going forward. And The instructor who graded my project was amazing. Her name is
Yes.
Michelle Wertz, and I learned so much from her.
Yeah,
as
give her a
well.
shout out. Hopefully she could
Yeah.
listen to this.
She was great.
And I had Carolyn. Shout out to Carolyn. Yeah, our
Yes.
instructors.
And my
Great.
instructor is certified in Hanon, which was
Mm.
something that I had always heard about, but I wasn't as familiar with. And now, after learning about it from her and looking into it, it's definitely something that's on my radar that I would like to be trained in, because it aligns so nicely with what I personally believe, involving having the child take the lead and really following where they want to go with the session, and working from there.
Wow. Okay.
So
See, it's great when you have like such a great coworker that we
Thank
share
you.
close quarters with, and like now maybe like I'm not gonna get certified at HAD, but like if you get certified and I see your style and you tell me a little bit about
Yeah.
it,
This
now
isn't
I
an
can.
immediate thing. This is, on my
Right.
radar for the future.
Yeah,
but
I get, you know me, I get overwhelmed easily. I'm like, whoa. We just got prompt. What are you talking about more certifications?
Yeah, I'll save that for the next ASHA CEU window. I have my 30 for this period.
Yes, that's right. And you haven't been to Asha yet either,
No.
so that's something else I would love for us to go together,
Yes,
right?
I would love to someday attend ASHA.
You will.
Mhm.
It's always there.
Yeah.
Asha's always there.
Yeah,
Even if we go when we're old and gray.
Yeah. That'll be fun, actually.
That would be fun.
We just won't care anymore at that
Yeah,
point.
we'll just, no. It's great.
Yeah.
So we are going to go to our Third Eye Blind concert that Emily spearheaded this mission for us to go.
Yes, I'm so excited. And
Yes.
Jimmy Eat World.
Yes. Oh, okay. I forgot about that. But actually, so we're going to soon wrap up this interview. But one more thing I wanted to make a point. So you have some students now that you're working summer school, and of course you're incorporating the theme and their goals and like everything that the teachers are doing. But now you also have like prompt goggles now too. So
do.
do you feel like that has changed your therapy?
Absolutely. Every child that I work with, especially the students that are new to me this summer, they're not the students that I've had all year round.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm meeting them and assessing them and getting to know them, I'm looking at it not just, okay, how was their speech, but I'm looking at them as a whole child holistically.
Right. Yes.
And really just honing in on, do they have eye contact? Are they taking turns in play? And for a lot of the new students that I have this summer, they're only in kindergarten. So I'm
Mhm.
excited about maybe keeping some of them on my caseload and seeing where they go over maybe the next year with prompt.
Right. Yeah, you can really track the progress. I feel like taking videos is really good to track progress too. I mean, given video consent and all that.
Yes,
Because then you could see like
absolutely.
over time.
And we're very good about that at our site. We are always filming, we're always having film festivals and
Mhm.
making seasonal videos for the kids. So
Yeah, video modeling has a lot of research
yeah,
actually.
even video social stories.
Oh,
We
did
made
you
one.
did you make that's
Yeah.
your next project? Oh, you made that?
I did.
Can you tell us about that?
Yes.
Emily's excellent with
iMovie?
incorporating technology and iMovie.
So is Maria.
Oh, thank you.
So a lot of our students that we both shared, and we've had them for 6 years,
I know.
graduated this
Our
year.
babies are graduating.
Yeah, but they're doing great.
Yes.
So
They're ready to step up to the next.
yeah, they're going to sixth
Chapter.
grade, and they're leaving our site. They're going to a new building, new teachers, new speech therapists. So I made them an iMovie, and it's all about my new school, and it's pictures of them from when we went to visit their new school, and it's pictures of the new staff, and we watch it every day in summer school. So by the time they get to school in September, they're going to know, okay, this is the gym, this is my classroom, this is my teacher, and they'll feel a little bit more familiar with it.
Wow. I think that's so great that you did that.
Thank you.
Do you think you're going to give the parents a link so they could watch it maybe over summer break?
That's a good idea. It is a private link on YouTube, but I could definitely send it home. I didn't even think of that. So
Okay. Sorry to give you more work. I feel like I do this a lot. I have all these ideas and I was like, yeah, I'll do it. I'm like, wow, I just gave you more work. I'm sorry.
it's fine. It's good work. So
That's true. This is great because it's a social story,
Mhm.
which we've talked about also on the show, how important it is. And I think for any typical sixth grader going to intermediate school would probably is so anxiety inducing. I mean, even when
Mhm.
we went to sixth grade, right? Weren't you nervous and like,
yeah. Well, I was in the same school from kindergarten to 6th grade we moved, and then I started middle school in 7th grade.
Okay.
And that was really rough because everybody else knew each other, and I was the new
Right.
student in 7th grade. But I
Oh,
used
I
my
didn't know that.
pragmatic skills and,
Right.
made some
And 'cause-
friends. And
yeah, and you have those pragmatic
do.
skills, so we have to. Did you? I don't know. What does the video entail? Just like pictures of like a kind of like an intro video.
It's pictures, it's some video clips, and then I had the students within their speech sessions record their own voices.
Oh, nice.
This is my new school. This is our cafeteria. And then, we tied it in with this school happens to serve pizza every single day, which, maybe I don't agree with that, but
right.
it's very exciting to our students.
Yes,
so
it is.
If that's the buy-in that their new school is great because they have pizza, then so be it.
Yeah, I
Until
agree
we
with that.
teach some new options.
If I had to get a new job and my buy-in was every day they serve pizza, I would be thrilled as well. So nothing's wrong with some pizza.
No.
Pizza is a classic.
Pizza is good, but
Yeah, there's like trends in life.
Yeah,
And pizza is definitely a classic food.
it is.
Yeah. Do you think donuts are classic?
Donuts are a trend.
Mm.
So it was cupcakes.
So is cupcakes.
Then it was cake pops, and now it's
Yeah.
donuts.
And now it's
I
donuts.
don't know, what is it going to be next?
What's next?
Pie?
I feel like pie. Pie might come back. You're right.
Yeah, pie is good.
All right. Well, you heard it here, folks. Emily predicted the new trend. We'll see. But all right. So I think we covered it all, right? Prompt, check. Donuts, check. Interior design, check.
Yeah.
Mario Badescu, check. All the things we love, really. Speech.
Yeah.
So modeling the social story.
Mhm.
So you're making like a social story where you're giving them the expectations, you're using their own voice, you're using realistic pictures of the school.
Yeah, it's real pictures of the school and them in the school.
Oh, and then them in the school from when they went to the trip.
Yes.
Wow.
I think it's a really cool story. I'm proud of it.
Yeah, I'm so glad that you're talking about it on our show.
Yeah.
Look
And
at that.
the new staff at the school that they're going to has seen it, and they think it's cute and funny because they're in it. And it's like, hi, Mr. So-and-so.
Yeah. Hi, Mr. Figueroa, whatever. And then Mr. Figueroa now can have that video too.
Yeah.
That's good. You should probably, not to give you more work again, you could send it to the teachers or even the speech therapist that you know at that school.
I work with the speech therapist from that school. We stay in contact, and she's excellent. So I know that my babies are going into very good hands.
Yes.
And that makes me feel a lot better.
Good. Yeah. See, teamwork makes the dream work. That's
Yes.
great. So I feel like, I just said a quote, but if you would like to end us off on a quote, as we always like to feature our quotes on our Instagram, it doesn't have to be like anything too crazy.
Until you can do better. And this is something that I follow because it's not wrong to not be educated in something, or to, if you're not certain about something. Like I wasn't sure how to use the walker that one of my students in a wheelchair uses. So I went and I asked the PT, like, can I work with the student in this stander? Do I need to take them out of the stander? So now I know I could work with her in the stander, and she gets a little bit of PT and speech at the same time.
I think that's excellent. Thank you for that quote, Em.
Sure.
So on that note, I'm Maria.
I'm Emily.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
And that's our episode. Thank you so much for listening to SLP's Wine and Cheese. Please remember to subscribe to us on iTunes and wherever podcasts are heard.
Yes, and feel free to leave us a review on iTunes as well.
We love to read those.
Yes, we love to read them, and we greatly appreciate them. Thank you so much.
And if you have any questions or comments or show suggestions, send us an email at slpswineandcheese@gmail.com. Have a good day, everyone.
Cheers.